building.
From the line, good reaction time for George Russell.
It's another beautiful Saturday morning right here in the city of Lagos, and it's a new month as well. Welcome to Sports Hub on NigezieXtreme. Glad to have you join us. My name is Rotimi Akindele. Femi Faraway is right here, looking dapper as always. No longer a prop. And there you've got the cool man, Joseph Faulkner.
He has to be cool.
Looking all, I like his all black, everything is just
cool. He knows for his own good. I shake you.
Let me even appreciate it.
If I shake you,
Let first that.
If I shake you,
What will happen?
If I shake you,
We fall as a prop.
If I shake you,
Why do you want to shake me?
if I shake you small, there will be a lot of things going on this time.
Welcome, guys. Good to see you.
Problem.
Just manage, oh.
Femi, don't shake him.
Just manage. You know, he has my messy like this. My hand should just move slowly this side.
Femi, how are you?
I'm okay. I love it today. Because he'll be gentle today.
All true.
He'll be gentle today. He knows.
Are you going to be gentle?
Because I have his debt. The back of my hand like this.
We're coming.
He's going to respond.
Cannot even respond.
I noticed.
I'm excited to be here. It's another beautiful Saturday. It's a new month, like Rotimi said. Happy new month to everybody. Hope this month, bodes well for all of us.
Amen.
I'm super excited because our ladies, our under 19 girls, at the Cricket World Cup made me proud. I'm like a proud. No. Sorry, let me speak for myself.
Speak for yourself.
I feel like a proud daddy.
Wow.
With the way they've performed. God saved ICC. Actually, God saved ICC, but we'll talk about that later in the show. And I'll tell you how God saved them.
Okay.
Later in the show.
So you can watch out for that, how God saved the International Cricket Council. And only Faulkner seems to know how God did that. Femi, how about you? Last week in review, the high points for you. Was it Guardiola's drama on the touchline?
Rotimi, I thought about if you were a City fan, when City went 1-0 down, you'd be like, what kind of nonsense is this now? And we won Champions League. Champions League new stage. But you can imagine the sort of character they showed second half when they came back. And that's champion stuff, really. They were fortunate for the second goal, but hey, all the same, go now, go. No.
As long as you get the 3 points.
There were many teams. Man, I won't lie to you. UEFA tried for this new format.
I'm telling you, it was quite exciting.
Unprecedented. We had about how many games played simultaneously?
18 games.
18 matches simultaneously.
Interesting stuff.
So when we get to the UEFA Champions League, I'll ask you because I have questions for you guys.
No problem.
Let me ask many questions.
No problem. Of course, one of the high points of the week for me was what Morocco did put together during the AFCON 2025 draw. We saw that in Rabat on Monday, and it was quite exciting, quite good. Somehow, all the teams looked relatively balanced. Yeah. Somebody was asking me, is there a group of death? I said, I don't think so.
No.
But then we'll get into that as well.
Shame on us.
Who are the us now?
West Africa.
What did we do?
Under 17 is going to Morocco. AFCON is going to Morocco.
That's where you're going.
Shame on us.
Anyway. So we're trying to help Morocco audition for the World Cup.
2030.
World Cup.
So they're ready. They're willing to take everything.
They're willing to host everything.
The audition they did for Club World Cup will not do people.
No. How many venues did they use for the Club World Cup? How many teams came for the Club World Cup?
This one, they're using 6 cities, 9 stadiums.
9 stadiums. And then you just think about logistics, hotels, transportation. So this is like an audition because FIFA is going to be fully represented at the AFCON.
I'm even disappointed that Morocco don't really want hosting the whole World Cup. They're ashamed.
Well, they can. But then because of what FIFA is trying to put together as well, let's just...
Because there are about, is it not 3 or 4 venues? Or sorry, I said 4 or 5 venues. 5 venues.
3 countries.
No, now it's about 5 venues.
4.
5 countries.
No, 3 countries.
No, 5 countries.
Yeah, so technically it's 3 countries.
5.
I mean, we explained the last time.
Okay.
So the host is Morocco, Spain and Portugal.
Yeah.
Right? But there'll be 2 games in South America.
Just to mark the centenary
celebration.
Why is FIFA sharing? The one in Africa is why they're not sharing it.
Did they share for South Africa?
Let's review our week.
Anyway, let's
I want to tell you people something. Have you people noticed one thing about me?
That you're always going left.
No, man. Whenever I submit my work, Even teacher will look at me and say, "Guys, an A
Your
student."
predictions last week, you were copying
An A
everybody.
student.
That you were copying.
I know the fail.
Let's get into the prediction. So last week on the show, we actually tabled 3 games.
We all face the same direction.
3 games from England, 1 from Germany, and then 1 from Italy. All of us somehow, I think that's the first time it's happening on the show.
Yeah.
We went for the same outcome. Same prediction. In England, it was Manchester City and Chelsea. That game ended 3-1.
Yeah.
And then in Germany, it was RB Leipzig up against Bayer Leverkusen now, and then ended in a draw, 2-2. And then the one in Italy, whatever is happening to Juve, I don't know. But then Napoli passed Juventus by 2-1. Femi, let me start with you. Weekend review. Let's talk about the City-Chelsea game.
You know, I thought that game was a game where Chelsea could have done more because in the early exchange, Chelsea were a lot better. They had the opportunity when Kusano made that mistake. They had the opportunity when Palmer was through on goal and decided to square to Jackson.
Yeah.
First, I thought that pass was a little too much, right? And then Jackson obviously didn't improvise quick enough to get the best out of it. Chelsea had the better first 15 minutes, right? City grew slowly into the game. And we must give credit to Omar Mamouche because what he has brought to that City side is something different. Someone who's going to run in, right, and then get those sort of balls. Someone who's going to wait for Haaland to hold play up and then just charge in. And then Haaland will look for him. I thought Haaland did a good job as well. Now, beyond the goals, it showed Haaland of old that will hold up play, wait for someone else to come in and then release them. And then drift right, left, moving. So generally, all the movement. And I thought Chelsea played into City's hand, practically. Because City just picked Chelsea. High line, Chelsea were playing. Just picked them. Chelsea scored first. City equalized. Got the second goal from Haaland. Everyone is blaming Sanchez, but there's a mistake in every department of Chelsea. True. Attack or midfield or defense, everybody they make mistake. Sanchez just make you we see. And then the third goal from, what's his name? Phil Foden. I thought was the icing on the cake. Are City out of their problems? No. Because what Chelsea showed was City will still be hot
still
by
vulnerable at the back and all that.
Yeah.
All right. Of course, it was an exciting game. 3-1 it ended. Let's cross over to Italy. Faulkner, you have been keen on Napoli. You've loved the way they've been playing out, especially since Conte took over. And they showed that again against Juventus.
Yeah, it was. We all agreed that Napoli were going to win that game, and it's simply because Juve, for all the good they've done this season, they've had too many draws. You see how they've struggled. They've conceded goals. They've scored goals, but they've also conceded goals. But this Napoli side, one of the things they've done well is they're very organized. They keep very disciplined disciplined line at the back, and you hardly find all 4 guys or 3 guys, depending on what Conte decides to do. You hardly find them out of position when they are defending.
Yeah,
and for a Juve side that struggles, when they've played against look at their game against Como, for instance, they struggle because whatever Fabregas has done to Como, those ones can score goals, but they can concede. But against Juve, they were so disciplined at the back, and we saw Juve struggle. So I knew it was going to happen. But Conte, amazing job he's done with this side. He's picked players who ordinarily you won't call superstars, and he has put them together and he has turned them into a team that they're very effective. That's all they do. Now, Juve had more corner kicks in the game. Juve, second half of the game, had a little bit more possession than Napoli. But Napoli, every time they went forward, they looked like they will hurt Juve. Every time they went forward. And that's the beauty of what Conte has done with the team. And that's why I'm of the opinion that it's going to take something drastic for them not to win the title in Italy. But kudos to Conte and his boys for what they've done.
All right, kudos to Conte and his team because Inter Milan still chasing in there, especially with Napoli.
They will keep chasing.
Well, we'll wait. The season ends in the next couple of months. So
do you remember that Terry J song? You can only run.
We'll play that to Conte. I'm sure we'll be looking at you like, what are you saying?
Anyway, it's to Inter. We'll play it. You can only run.
Well. Anything can happen. It's football. The last game, of course, in Germany, Leipzig, Bayer Leverkusen.
Disappointing.
Leipzig had crashed out of Europe, so they had nothing to play for in Europe. But then on the home front, they seem to be getting...
They have to fight back.
They have to get back to qualify for to represent Germany again.
They're not consistent. I think that's the problem. They're not consistent because...
Could it be because of a lot of distractions? Europe, domestic cups.
But you're playing bad
We
in
talked
Europe.
about it last week that they've been consistent in Europe. So I'm sure they should have
They've been
managed.
consistently bad.
They've been consistently bad in Europe.
So they keep,
That's why they're out.
so that means they
There's-
keep qualifying and then they don't learn.
Yeah. There's a good system they've got. They've got a very good structure, and everyone agrees
That's why Klopp is in there now, to help them. On the wider scale.
on the football in itself, I think they have very good players, or players who've got potential,
Yeah, sure.
right? But this year, those players have not looked like guys that are going to challenge Bayern Munich or Bayer Leverkusen for the title,
Nah.
right? We've even seen Eintracht Frankfurt play better. And Frankfurt are a small team. Stuttgart tried a bit, but Stuttgart have fallen off. Stuttgart lost their top scorer, or Goretzka, who moved over to Borussia Dortmund. So you can understand they're losing a lot of goals. They're losing players here and there. But you haven't really lost. And you still got Benjamin Šeško. So my question is, how are you? Šeško has been fit longer this season than any other season I've seen him before.
Yeah.
So my question I'm asking is, what is going wrong? But I love the character they showed against Bayer Leverkusen, because we always know Leverkusen to be the never say dice team.
Yeah.
But it seems as though that once they met them, their brain just tuned on, right? So Leverkusen has dropped points a few times this year. I think they're one
A
of
few
those
times.
Yeah,
A lot of times.
a lot of
of
times
times,
this year. So it was a good performance. A draw seemed like a very fair result.
Fair result for both teams.
But I think that Leipzig have to turn on the heat going into the.
I was going to ask Faulkner.
Hopefully this result spurred them on, because getting that draw
But then
against
they were
Bayer Leverkusen.
disappointing again in the Champions League.
No, they are out. So their
out.
mind is no longer in the Champions
So I
League.
was going to ask you for Leverkusen just before we leave our review. What is what difference have we seen in Leverkusen from last season and this season? Why are we not seeing that same sort of Leverkusen from last season?
Have you ever seen a drunkard before?
Well,
You go to a party, you get drunk, the following day you are hungover. They're hungover from the success of last year. So it's going to be difficult. So it's going to be difficult to replicate what they did. What they did last season. Even them, they themselves did not know they could do
that they
that.
could do that.
You know, they almost went the entire season unbeaten, almost, before they lost to Atalanta but they almost went the entire season unbeaten. So it's something that if you had asked them at the start of last season, you know, but then again, one player who was very key to a lot of things they did well last season, Xhaka. Granit Xhaka this season he's still Granit Xhaka, but slower. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's not been as aggressive as
he was last season.
as he was last
Florian
season.
is playing very well.
Oh,
Florian Wirtz
yeah,
is playing very
he's
well.
playing very well.
Very well.
But then another player who was very key to a lot of things they did last season is Boniface. Boniface has been in and out of that team.
What if it's with the ones there?
Well, he's not going anywhere anymore. But the point is, a lot of these players, for some reason, are not at the level we saw them last season. Maybe that element of surprise, we don't know what they're going to do last season was there. But this season, you can't repeat what you did last season. You know, everybody's ready for them. And people take their time to study them and kind of nullify a lot of the tactics that Alonso tries to put out. But then, of course, it wasn't going to happen back to back. Bayern Munich was when they're never going to allow it.
So I think, Faulkner put it well with that.
Hungover.
Is it proverb now? How should I call
Not
it?
proverb, just a saying.
It's a
With that saying, yeah, more like it. They're still hungover from last season. Anyway, well, that's it. Our week in review. We all got 2 out of 3.
Yeah, 2 out of 3.
All right. So
We only got the Bayer Leverkusen result wrong
okay.
because we all predicted Leverkusen to win.
I just cemented my place at the top of the team.
All right.
No,
so
we're joint top.
But
we're hoping that we do. I'm hoping that I do better today.
Let people who are the
No, today's games are tough. You can't do better.
Wow.
I take it back to you. I push it back to you. That
Why you pointing
you guys
to
are on my left. I don't
Why you
care.
pointing to me?
I will do better. I will do
Alphabet
better.
wise, Alphabet wise,
Let's
I'm
move
number
on.
1.
You can't
Alphabet wise, I'm number 1.
How can you be number 1? His name
Joseph
is Joseph
Femi.
Faulkner.
Joseph Femi, Faraway Faulkner. R comes before you.
What are you saying?
Man, that's not how you put my name comes first now. This is the end like
His
this
name is
now.
Bumi.
We're not-
Femi.
My name is not Bumino.
We're not.
My name is Anyton.
Anything is E now.
No, my name is Ade Anyton.
let's leave from it.
All right, we're moving on from our weekend review. Let's go back home. The MPFL, of course, after the first stanza, exciting first stanza, no doubt. The second stanza resumed last weekend, and we've seen quite some exciting games, really, especially
In midweek.
where some fixtures somehow, maybe if I was a punter, I'd have probably, cashed in on some good, because all the games that were played, especially in midweek, I was spot on somehow. So Bielsa and Sunshine, we saw that one. So it was going to be a straight win. But then I'm not going to do the
Who
talking.
did you tell?
Don't worry. I said if I were a punter. So I said it on another platform.
If my mother was a man.
She'll be my father.
Whatever. Anyway, let's talk about the MPFL, guys. Remo Stars.
I'm not
This
interested
time around-
I'm not interested in Remo Stars. It looks like those ones want to win the title.
Exactly. This time around, Remo Stars. Oh, we've always been knocking. We've always been there. But looks like they don't want to blow it this time around. They got that away win at Aqua. And then they came back home to play Abia Warriors and still got another one.
For Femi, before you say, let me just use one word: consistency.
I think that's the good word for them.
Yeah.
Right. They've dropped points here and there this season, and we will not deny. I even think that this year there's a lot of pressure on the manager, not just because you were coaching with the Super Eagles, but because you've been with this team arguably one of the longest serving manager in the MPFL. They've given you the exposure you need by going abroad. You've gotten the sort of players you need. Yes, they lost Chide
You have
Fatoku.
almost a 100% facility to work on and all that.
So I think that there's no reason why they shouldn't conquer Nigeria. We can make excuses on the continent and say, oh, we're not properly prepared, we're not developed, we're not on the level we want to be. But for me, it's a failure if they fail to win this year. And I'm saying this because when I see what Shooting Stars are doing, when I see what Rivers United have done, I feel those guys will chase them a bit.
True.
Right? And we cannot deny that actually, because shooting on a 6-game winning run, that means 3 home wins, 3 away wins, which is unprecedented, something that you don't regularly see in the MPFL. So that's a lot of credit. Well, it means Remo must up the ante. The good win against Abia Warriors, like you mentioned, good win against, because they're beating 2 managers. What am I saying? 2 managers who won the league recently. Boboye has won the league twice. Amok Akabo has won the league with Rangers. So he's beating 2 people who are there at the summit of the MPFL in terms of coaching and handling teams. And he got 1 away from home, got 1 at home, back-to-back games. So that already tells every other person chasing him that, look, we're not going to relinquish this, and I love what they're doing.
All right. So let me, before you go on, I will say this: I don't think there's any pressure on him, and the owner,
the coach,
the owner, and I love the way the owner handles the team. He doesn't get involved in the footballing, whatever. They make suggestions to him, provides the money, and all of it. His own is the business side of the thing must keep going. But the reason he has supported Ogumodede is because you can see improvement every year. You can see what they are doing. They are no longer also runs in the league. They don't come play in the league and they just want to finish in mid-table or avoid relegation. No. Now they are rubbing shoulders with the big boys. So they've given him everything he needs to succeed. So they are not putting any pressure on him. If he doesn't win the league, nobody's going to raise any eyebrow. But what this season has shown is they are closer.
Definitely.
They are closer to that title than ever before. And I for some reason, I think they are the most consistent side in the league this season. They've been the most consistent, and that's why they are top of the table. Rivers United somehow, have dropped off, and Remo Stars are up there, and they look like it's not going to end anytime soon. That this consistency, and they've done it over 3 years, consistently improving the side. Even though they sell some of their players, but the academy is so vibrant.
Yeah.
They're doing
Even
well.
their ladies team.
As well.
Interesting stuff. All right, you can see all the results from the MPFL right there on the screen. Probably one of the standout has got to be Ikorodu City. Thumping Kano Pillars
a lot of
by
kudos.
4 goals to 1.
4 goals to 1. No,
Wow.
I didn't see that coming.
Wow.
You know what I love that after the game was how the Ikorodu City players went to go and snap picture with Ahmed Musa. Like all of them.
That's a legend.
Exactly, all of them. So that's my point. Recognizing the fact that, look, this guy has done it, been there, done that.
Remember what you were saying off the air where you were talking about all these former Super Eagles players?
Yes.
That's what he does. Now, Enyimba and Kano Pillars, did you see that game? Before the game, Ideya and Musa,
Yes.
the attention was on both of them.
I mean,
you see the
that's
camera, the photographers, everybody paying attention to them. And then 2 of them, before the game, when the 2 teams were warming up, you saw them stand beside the pitch, talking and whatever, and a lot of, attention. The fans were singing.
Even when
their
Kano
name.
came on the pitch as well.
Kano too,
and
all of them. The same thing when Heartland and Lobby Stars met. Look at Amunike and Amokachi.
Amokachi.
So it brings a lot of
Rangers are also
positive
going to be
attention.
getting that as well because
Yeah.
Ochebo
Ochebo is back in the side.
Played for Nigeria the 2014 FIFA World Cup.
FIFA World Cup,
Was the guy with the long dreads or was it the long hair? Which are long dreads?
Interesting stuff.
Flavor.
Yes.
So the flavor.
Call it flavor.
He's back.
Anyway, it's been exciting in the MPFL. The season will end sometimes in May, hopefully, barring any changes. Games are still on TV. It's available right here on start time. So we're looking forward to more games as well this weekend in the NPFL, and you can see the fixtures right there on your screens. Just before we leave this segment, though, they made some comments, Faulkner, about the league, and some persons are saying,
it's culture shock.
It's culture shock for him.
It's coming from a place where everything is like this, and is meeting everything like this. But we that are here, we know everything was like this,
and we're trying to take it.
It has come to this level.
So what would you say to folks, just in one sentence, saying Ideye should be sanctioned?
No, Ideye can't be sanctioned. Ideye spoke his own truth. He spoke his truth.
Is he allowed to speak that truth?
He is allowed to speak the truth. He's allowed to speak his truth.
I agree. Okay. I think that what he said were things that we could work on. We should change. And we should get to it.
Femi, my question is, player welfare, is it
very solid?
In the league?
No.
The travel arrangements, apart from teams like Remo Stars, maybe Enyimba, Rivers, some of them who fly. Most of these teams are coming to the southwest to play from the north, and they're coming by road. Look at the playing pitches as well. You know,
it has even improved the beach, though.
No, it has improved the beach.
Yeah,
so that's why I said he is coming from where everything is like this, and he's meeting it like this. But we are here. We know everything was like this, and it has come to this. So we know it has improved.
It was almost 20 years ago. So imagine playing somewhere 20 years and then going back to that place. Your mind is that, I'm supposed to move past.
Somebody said Ahmed Musa, why is Ahmed Musa not talking? Ahmed Musa never talks.
He never talks.
Ahmed Musa just wants to play ball.
He never talks. So it's not like it's new for him. He never talks.
But one thing they said that we should not discountenance is the fact that he said his time in Enyimba has been fun. He's enjoyed himself.
Okay. That's pretty good. I mean, Nigeria is always fun. Come on. Anyway, let's take our first break on the show this morning. When we come back, we will be crossing over to talking action down under. That happened down under. Stick around.
We'll be going right down under.
I know go down under.
Welcome back. It's still Sports Up right here on NigezieXtreme. Rotimi, Femi, and Faulkner in the studio. Let's quickly get on with the show. Of course, I did say before we went on the break that we will be traveling down under. Femi, the man that confesses positive things, says no, I won't go down under. But at least Faulkner understands where we're coming from.
It's
what we're saying. It's English. Australian Open happened.
In Jesus' name, I'm not going.
Amen. Australian Open happened for Femi and Faulkner. I think they predicted Djokovic winning.
Yeah.
It didn't happen.
No. We didn't predict. So
I predicted Djokovic winning.
I wanted.
You wanted a Djokovic win.
No.
You wanted.
I wanted history.
Yes.
Alcaraz or Djokovic.
From the historical angle.
Yeah, Alcaraz or Djokovic. But we all agreed that Sinner
was going to be in there.
There was a Sinner history too, no?
Yeah, Sinner is making back to back, whatever. So we knew Sinner is the best player on the planet right now, the best male.
Yeah.
But I just wanted history.
That story from
Djokovic
or
Alcaraz. But those ones, that story ended a long time ago.
Okay, so Yannick Sinner won back-to-back titles. Good one for the Italian. For those asking about his case off court, well, they'll sort that in the next.
Until he's proven guilty, you can't.
Yeah, they'll sort that in the next few months. Maybe
but the biggest story for me is Madison Keys.
Finally, 29.
Finally,
better late than never. Actually,
yeah, better late than never. You know, and it's the first time since Serena Williams that someone is beating the top two players.
On route winning a Grand Slam.
On route winning. Serena Williams did it, I've forgotten, 2000, it was 2005 or 2007. She did it, winning the
Grand Slam then.
So it's something that Keys should be very, very happy about.
Yeah.
You know, finally, she's pushed and pushed. She got injured at some point, dropped out of the top 50 at some point, you know, fought her way back. And, you know, to achieve this at this age, when it's beginning to look like it might never happen.
Yeah.
You know, it's an amazing story. It's an amazing story.
So where she goes on from here. Because, you know, she's arguably at the peak of her abilities, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of women at this point who start thinking, okay, my career should start winding off, like, you know, time to go. But once you win like this, you're like, something is cooking.
Once you smell it.
Yes, I need to continue. So it means she's going to keep running. That's why I'm expecting a lot from her this year.
But the question is, will this happen again if she meets Sabalenka again? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think that Swiatek even has, and Swiatek has had issues, just like Sinner. She's also had issues of her own that she's still trying to deal with, right? So there's a lot of distractions around her. And while I'm giving credit to Sinner, because Sinner has put behind him all the distractions to focus on the tennis.
He has used tennis as his escape.
Yes. Swiatek has not, because she's dropped from number 1 to number 2 in the rankings.
And you can't say she hasn't. It's just because, unfortunately for her, there is a better Sabalenka on the circuit.
Oh, yeah. I think
There's a
Sabalenka
better
is arguably the
Sabalenka on the
best.
I mean, the
circuit.
challenge in the female circuit is probably much.
Yes, agreed.
Because if you don't talk Sabalenka, you can talk Rybakina, you can talk
Rybakina.
Swiatek, you can talk Coco Gauff, you can talk.
So many of them. Let's not go.
I wanted to say Jasmine Paolini and all that.
Could win.
Interesting. Anyway, that's
You will
it.
not mention my babe.
Who's your babe?
Oh.
You are mentioning your
That was the
babe.
person he was rooting for to win women.
Could win.
And I think she lost at the second round.
Could win.
Queen.
That's what.
I mean, just like Madison said after winning that. Oh, it was a matter of when for her.
Yeah,
not
Queen
necessarily.
Could win.
Maybe we'll send Falklands to China to ask when are you going to win it. Anyway, that was it. The Australian Open, of course. You can see some pictures there of Yannick Sinner winning and Madison Keys as well. Let's quickly move from there and, of course, go straight to Malaysia,
the most exciting part of the show.
where we were. I mean,
Yes.
I was particularly excited with the story. It was a 7-year project, a 7-year developmental project, and we're seeing the results of a 7-year plan of consciously developing a girl child to play cricket. And that's why we're seeing this result at this stage. It's coming in quite early. Not just having a good run in Malaysia, they've also qualified automatically for the 2027 World Cup under 19. Falkland is quite excited. I don't know about
super excited.
You should be excited and staying your excitement.
You know, I told you people that God saved ICC. I've been waiting to tell you people how.
Tell us why.
The game against Samoa that was abandoned and then the points were shared.
Yeah.
You know, if that game had been played, Nigeria would have won.
And that would have given us more points.
More points. We're just 1 point behind Ireland that qualified England and that qualified for the semi-finals. We're just 1 point behind them. The game against England, there's no assurance that England will have beaten us. The way these girls are playing, I think it's only maybe Australia and South Africa that I can confidently and comfortably say will beat our under-19 girls the way they play. Because these girls play without any fear. You know, and that's why they were able to beat New Zealand. That's why even when they were down against Ireland, they did not give up. You know, they kept at it, and eventually, yeah, it was a narrow victory, but it was a victory all the same. You know, they got all 2 points in that one. So kudos to them. And you pointed out something. Whatever we're seeing with these under-19 girls is not a matter of this competition.
We just grabbed them and
7 years.
Yeah.
7 years. I've attended several training sessions or training camps with this girl. The Cricket Federation, they are always open, you know, to let you see what they are doing. They used their hosting of the regional T20 tournaments or whatever to also help some of these girls, show them, let them train with the senior girls, you know. So the developmental plan in the ICC is very deliberate. And I'm praying to God, and I'm hoping. I put out a tweet some days ago, and I said something. I said, I pray and hope that they do not deviate from this plan, because we have to continue doing this and continue churning out talents. Now, these girls, and one of the ways we can milk this, schools around the country must see this, you know, so that we can pluck more girls and get more girls interested. Not just girls and boys.
because they're dealing with the boys team as well. Around the 20 went to the World Cup, went to South Africa, picked up a World Cup ticket and all that. So it's not just the girls. They're just saying that the program, I mean, there was a conscious effort to develop the girl child.
And it's not now.
It's paying off.
And that's what I'm hoping that other federations, because that was what Daniel Igali did when he came back to Nigeria.
To wrestling as well.
To wrestling. He did that. Handball, quietly, they're also working.
Definitely.
You know, and I'm hoping that football can go back to that, because we used to have that in football. We need to stop thinking about competitions and start thinking development.
I feel that, just to add to what you've said, we also need to expect that the federations will start interfacing with schools, because when girls are under 19,
that's what they are doing.
Yes, when girls are under 19, you're probably preparing to go to university.
Yeah, or they're already in university.
So you need to get them in one area where it's a lot easier to go and meet all of them. So, for example, if you could get them, say, to Lagos State University or University of Lagos, or a school very close to one catchment area, where you can pack all of them.
They already have that sorted. That's why these girls are always in camp. They are training here and there. Some of them are in school. They are
So that
training.
way they're still thinking about their life.
And that's why.
forward.
That's why we said
know.
this federation is very deliberate in everything
They are.
they're doing, and there are people who truly love the sport. They've played it as students or whatever. They love the sport.
Yeah.
You know, and you know their competitions. They invite schools.
Yeah.
They invite secondary schools across Lagos to come and watch. You know, when it's the women, they invite boys and girls from secondary schools. They provide lunch for them to come and watch. That's deliberate planning, you know, and kudos to them. But shame on the National Sports Commission.
Why? What they
Shame
do?
on them.
What they do?
So this is me. Now, a federation has done so well and they're doing a lot of things. How do we encourage them? You give them $5,000 for all of them to go and share.
It's what they can afford.
No, it's not what they can afford.
How much $5,000?
It's not what they can afford. Only you can pay that
For the players or for the
$5,000.
federation?
Only you can give them that $5,000.
Is it for the players or for the federation?
For the players, for all of them to share. See, if they give each player $1,000 or $1,500, that's fine. You know, give these girls. Let them know that. Let it not be. It's only football that.
Because football are changing. We're not giving football that money again.
Is what you think. In football,
you know
they still pay camp allowance. Even though they say
They will get their camp allowances as well.
how much is these people's camp allowance?
We'll find out.
But then I know how much it is. Very irritating.
We are excited. We're celebrating the
But the girls are just
19. The girls are
They're happy.
happy.
Oh, they're happy.
The
And we're
Cricket
happy.
Federation has done very well. I spoke with the comms
Are you not going to promise
director
them money?
Musa Izoje. Fantastic job you guys are doing. Yeah, he's with cricket. He's the comms person for Cricket Nigeria. And then I saw it. So watch out. Kaduna might be the house of cricket in Nigeria.
Yes.
They've got one. I saw the videos of the facilities, and if they finish up that project, maybe in the next 1 or 2 years, we'll probably have our own,
It's going to be ready in the
our
next
own
1 year.
version of the Oval right here in Nigeria. Massive stuff.
We have the Tafa Balewa.
I saw the pictures, I saw the videos. Well done, Cricket Nigeria, for spotting that and putting it to good use, as it were. We'll go on a quick break again. When we come back, the show continues right here on NigezieXtreme. Stick around. All right, welcome back. Of course, like we said at the start of the show, we saw a show in Rabat earlier in the week. That was the AFCON 2025 draws, well put together. Yobo, Mustafa G, Sergio Rie, and who was the fourth man?
You're still looking like a fine boy.
Exactly, and then you could see the cheers, oh, fine boy, and all that. Anyway, and then we saw Aliou Cisse. They all conducted the draws alongside Samson Adam. But hey,
That was that on that stage is a lot of history.
I'm telling you,
A lot of African football history.
6 cities, 9 stadiums will be hosting AFCON 2025 in Morocco. Nigeria will be in Fez. It's a northern part of Morocco. Okay, so just to let you know, that Nigeria will be the only team in Fez. Every other team will be in Rabat, Casablanca, and all that. And Tangier, one team will be in Tangier, Senegal. But hey, guys, we've seen the group. Like I said at the start, it all looks relatively balanced. There's no group of death in quote. But Nigeria's group, you can see it on the screens. Nigeria, I don't know if are they regular customers? Tunisia, Uganda,
For some
and
reason, we
Tanzania.
keep playing them at AFCON. We play them a lot at AFCON.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even when they hosted in 2004, we played them.
Yeah.
And then we played. No, they beat us.
They beat us in 2004.
That was how they
2004,
qualified
yeah.
for
That's how
the
we got knocked out.
No.
That's how we got knocked out.
Sorry, Tunisia 94 now. We won.
No, we didn't play
We
them in
won
Tunisia
in-
94.
We
We won in
didn't beat them.
We didn't
1994.
play them in Tunisia.
I just feel every time I think Tunisia, we are beating
No,
them.
in 2004. They
It was
knocked us out.
2004. They hosted again.
They didn't knock us
And
out.
then
that
they
one does
knocked
not
us
count.
I think it was in the quarterfinal,
That one does not
No,
count.
it was the semi-final.
semi-final.
Penalties.
Oh, okay.
That one does not count.
Then they knocked us out in 2021.
Oga, why are you
In the
telling
round
us
of
when they
16.
knocked us out?
Round of 16.
When I think about them, we beat
it
them.
was your friend that was in charge then.
Who?
Augustine.
Yeah.
What are you?
Teresa.
Please, can we focus on the draws? Nigeria, Tunisia, Uganda, Tanzania. How balanced is that?
We go win.
Very balanced.
We go win.
Very, very
We go
balanced.
qualify.
You know one of the beautiful things about this whole thing, Eric Chell talking about the World Cup qualifiers
Yeah,
being
Shelle.
this.
Yeah.
Chell.
Shell.
Talking
Shell.
about no,
Shelle.
no,
It's
not
he's not-
Shelle.
the man says he's not Shelle
Shelle.
more.
Shelle.
Oh, Shelle.
At
It's
the
Shell.
Chelle.
So he said he's focused on the World Cup qualifiers, rightly so. But my joy, is whether we qualify for the World Cup or not. Please leave this man alone.
They won't
You know
leave
why?
him.
No. Please, I'm begging. Now at this point, I'm begging.
Because you and I know they won't leave him.
You know why? Shell will have had time to try and put together
A team.
a team. And we will have played competitive games in the qualifiers. So whatever happens in the qualifiers, going into the AFCON, we have a good chance. He already knows the team. He has his team. Who knows? We can go to Morocco and win it.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm hoping that whatever happens with the World Cup qualifiers, and I feel like we will qualify for the World Cup. I don't know why I have that confidence. I feel like we will qualify for the World Cup, but whatever happens, let's leave Shell. Because look at their group. Tunisia, we'll beat Uganda, we'll beat Tanzania. If we get a manager who thinks properly, looks at what we have, and make good use of them. Don't focus too much on foreign-based players, that it's either foreign-based players or nothing. If you have boys who can do the job anywhere in the world, bring them,
go ahead.
Put together a solid team. We have the best strike force in Africa. We have the best. If our strike force is in full flight, who can stop us? Lukman, Osimhen, Boniface, Taiwo, all these guys. If we're in full flight, nobody can stop us. So please, I'm begging anybody that's listening, if you're in the NFF, whatever happens with the World Cup qualifiers, leave Chel to take us to the AFCON.
Well, I agree with that. It's because of the proximity from the last World Cup qualifier
in October
to when AFCON starts. He doesn't have a lot of winners, and I feel for him because when we employ other managers, you have opportunity to play a couple of friendly games. You're ready.
He's going straight into competitive.
So he's going straight.
He's lucky because we play competitive games up until that time.
So that luck that you're mentioning at the end looks like a lot of pressure at the starts. Because number one, Nigerians are like, World Cup, win, and you must win. So he doesn't have an opportunity to experiment. He has to start picking our best legs from game one. I know. Then when he now gets
that's
to,
good for him.
Which is good because
That's
when he gets
good
to
for him.
October, it's good, but it is bad for the players who would want to impress him. Somebody who is in the MPFL now who is good because he's looking at you and he's like, while I like what you're doing, my job is on the line, so I'm going to have to ask you to wait.
So that would be stupid of him if he's using just head knowledge as opposed to what I'm seeing in training. This guy is good enough for the job, whether he's playing in the MPFL or not.
No, but if he's going to introduce Joseph Faulkner into the team, who is never
he's not introducing. It's a new team.
No, it's not a new team.
He doesn't have a team.
He has a team.
What's his team?
The way the manager
Tell me his first 11.
Do you really want us to start that?
No, tell me his first 11. Chel does not have a team.
That's
why they are bringing him.
So you think he's going to
give us a team?
So I'm saying that you think he's going to experiment with the World Cup qualifier.
So you call it experimenting. There's going to be a pool of about 50 players that he can choose from.
Yes.
That's why deliberately, if Chan had happened, he was going to be part of that Chan to look at them and see which of these players he can also take on board. So he's not experimenting. You call it experimenting. For him, he's not experimenting.
I think he puts them what the last manager has used and continue with it.
No. The last manager, why was he sacked?
It wasn't sacked.
But the last manager was sacked. We had interim managers.
Okay,
the last manager was.
Talking about the interim manager.
So my point is, the last manager was let go because we weren't doing well enough. I don't know. My point is, let the man just leave him alone.
Okay.
Don't put him under any stupid pressure. Leave him alone. Let him get the job done. And I feel like, Chel, if the way he's spoken, the way he has spoken, the things I've heard, if he thinks like that and acts like that truly, I think he's a man that regardless of how much experience he already had or whatever, he can get us a good team for the.
All right, we'll just pause it there for now. Well, of course, there's still enough months to talk about the AFCON 2025 draws and all that, and then we talk about the World Cup qualifiers as well. Okay, so all the best to Nigeria as soon as the World Cup qualifiers resume, and as we prepare to go one step further than what we did in Ivory Coast the last time we were at AFCON. All right, of course, on the way from there, UEFA Champions League. Of course, quite exciting format, no doubt. A lot of us had this issue at the start. What kind of format is this? But it was quite exciting.
All of you that had issues don't know football.
And we had a good finale. Let me say, group stage finale.
Yeah.
And we saw that 18 games across board.
We saw loads of goals.
Simultaneously.
Loads of goals.
I mean, the games that had only one goal, it was like you should take Kane and beat them. But it's fine. You have it on your screens, teams that have qualified automatically and all of that, and then teams that actually crashed out. But guys, were there any surprises for you?
I think I was surprised that Real Madrid finished outside the top eight. Because
just Real Madrid, Man City, PSG.
Yes, those three. But I'm going to start with Madrid because Madrid the champions. Madrid, everyone says the Champions League is Madrid's tournament. It's the tournament they know how to win, right? But it's the group stage. So now we've gotten to Madrid's favorite part of the tournament where it's knockouts. So
maybe now you'll be more
So if Madrid now gets knocked out in this part,
and then you guys say you are surprised.
Yes, I'll be super. I'll be disappointed. From surprised to disappointed. Man City too. I'm a bit surprised with Man City, like you mentioned, because
you know what I love about this format is the elements of surprises everywhere.
Yeah.
You know how you can be comfortable. You know, I'm playing. I'm Arsenal. I'm playing Girona, Atletico Madrid, and Leverkusen. Those are so already. I have plans for all four. But this one, I play Girona today. I play Atletico Madrid tomorrow, and it's not my way. So you all you are sure of is 4 home games, 4 away games. But you're not doing. I'm playing the same game.
And then the problem about that show this thing you have is that you don't know what's on the board.
Exactly.
You can win your games and still not finish where you want to finish.
It was quite exciting,
you know. But
because remember, some teams like you mentioned last week, Arsenal considered 2 goals before the games this midweek.
Yeah.
Inter, till they finish the groups, considered only 1 goal.
And that's another record on its own.
But Inter still did not finish in the top 3.
Interesting.
It's that bad. So even
and you see the beauty of the table. If you were watching on Wednesday the games, the top 3 kept.
It was changing.
It was changing.
Yes.
It was changing. There was a point Arsenal dropped to 5th.
Yes.
Arsenal.
By the time Liverpool dropped to 2nd.
Arsenal went up. Arsenal dropped to 5th when they considered the goal, when they went behind against Girona. You know, and then they got the goal, went back to 3rd. You know, the movement, Inter Milan too. So, you know, it's beautiful that at the end, everybody came out to play in the final game. That's the beauty of this format. They gave us a show.
It was a good show.
Another thing that is worthy of notice, 4 English teams in the top 8.
All the French teams,
especially Aston Villa.
All the French teams qualify for the
especially Aston Villa.
I didn't think that top 8 will have all 4.
No, top 8. No, English teams.
Liverpool, Arsenal, Aston Villa.
The last one is outside the top 8.
Sorry, who is the last one again?
Champions of England.
Oh, sorry. 3
English teams.
Sorry. Okay. So I'm actually very particular about Liverpool topping and then Villa
making it as well.
I think that from what we've seen, with the exception of Liverpool, right, who are arguably the best team we've seen so far this season in Champions League and in their league, I think Inter Milan for me also stands out.
All right, we'll get into that. Of course, we'll find more time to talk about the Champions League.
Maybe next week.
Yeah, next week. We'll probably go into the draws and everything.
Another break, and then we'll be back to discuss Faulkner and Femi's favorite part.
Yeah.
Where they want to show us stunts on the leaderboard. Stick around. All right, welcome back. Home stretch on the show, and here is our favorite part. It's the weekend. Don't forget, everything you've heard us discuss, please, you can be a part of the conversation. Just go across all our social media platforms, drop your comments, and you can use the hashtag SportsHub, okay? Do you think Remo Stars can go on to win the league? Let us know. Anyway, time to let us know.
Too much in this
let us get into it. Weekend preview. We'll just go straight into the predictions. Rangers International, the defending champions of the NPFL, up against High Flyers, Ikorodu City, who are coming off a 4-1 win over Caterpillars. There's Ajax Feyenoord in the Dutch Eredivisie. We've got AC Milan, Inter Milan. We're likely to see a repeat of the Super Cup that happened weeks ago.
The biggest rivalry.
And then Arsenal and Manchester City. For City fans, maybe this is not the best time to play a team like Arsenal. But hey, predictions can go either way. Let's get into it, guys.
For City fans, it's the best time to play Arsenal.
That's
no Saka, no striker.
And City are scoring again.
And City after scoring again.
But Arsenal, with the no Saka, no striker, Arsenal have been more consistent than City.
So
you know that if City claims a win in this game, they're 3 points behind Arsenal on the table.
So with all the bad run and whatever that City have been on, they are still around the corner.
So your prediction?
Where are we starting
from? I'm not going to allow you to
start from where are we starting
We're
from?
starting from Ikorodu.
We're already
Ikorodu draw away from home.
Draw away from Ikorodu City.
Ikorodu draw.
Faulkner?
Rangers win.
Rangers win.
Don't copy me.
I'm not copying you.
No. I'm predicting last.
I am not copying you.
You just copied me. Because I'm joined top on the table. You want to start copying?
Ajax
you are the only one seeing the table. Ajax Feyenoord.
Ajax to win.
A draw.
Ajax to win.
No problem. AC Milan, Inter Milan.
Inter win.
I'm an Inter fan, so it's Inter win for me.
Inter win.
I'm sure of it. That one I'm
So
sure
it's
of.
Inter win and over 1.5.
I'm over sure of that one.
Inter win.
Inter win and over
Everybody says
1.5.
Inter win.
One
But what
Messi
if the
like,
Super Cup happens?
it's not here.
Not be twice.
Inter
Let me try,
win.
yes, Inter go
And
beat.
Arsenal and Man City. I don't think City will
predicting
drop
last.
points. I don't think City will go on to lose this one. So I
think
think
they draw.
City will win.
I go for a draw. So I'm going for
Arsenal
2
win.
draws. 2 draws.
Okay, Arsenal win.
Wait. So Arsenal win. You said a draw.
draw, yeah.
I think City will get a win.
Okay.
City win with that defense.
Well, that's why we're
Arsenal
predicting.
to win with that attack.
That's why we're predicting. So
Arsenal
you've
should
gone
win.
for
One Neri is back.
One now.
so you've gone for 2 draws,
Yeah.
1 home win,
Yeah. 1 away win.
1 away win.
Yeah.
Faulkner has gone for Rangers win, Ajax win,
Mm-hmm.
Inter win.
Yes. So
Arsenal
he's going for
win.
3 home wins.
3 home win,
1 away win.
one away win. Okay,
4-4-4. The only man to do it.
no problem. Guys, we've got to
You
go
know I
now.
like this whole thing.
We've got to go
We
now.
will see the third. Even at the end of this.
It doesn't matter. Who is
It
agreeing with you?
matters.
You are going down under.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I will not go down.
Please, like I said, you can be a part of the show. It's been fun presenting this with this man. My name is Rotimi Joseph Faulkner.
4-4-4.
Femi Faraway.
3 for 4.
And thanks to all the crew members as well. We'll catch you all same time, same station next week. Bye for now.
Even which it was by Malcolm Brogdon. How did
From the line, good reaction time for George Russell.
because Adam
Hayward turns it